Greetings, everybody. We're back again. Me, myself, Ray, here with my wonderful co host.
Ellie Laird.
And this is another episode of our podcast, Dear.
Denison.
So, in this podcast, we're going to be talking about what, Ellie?
We're going to be talking about the heart of Denison. We're going to be talking about Slayter, the place where everyone comes to hang out, to eat, and to have a good time.
Like she said, Slayter's the heart. And we wouldn't be doing you any justice if we didn't give you a rundown of the amazing things that Slayter offers to students and to really the whole campus community. So, Ellie, just to start off, I think before we get into the building of Slayter and the essence of that, we should give them a little background on the outside portions of Slayter that grow into what Slayter really is. So we have the Commons and we also have a quad near the Flagpole. Ellie, can you tell us, what happens on the Commons?
So the Commons is a piece of land behind Slayter, and it overlooks the football field, and it's got a beautiful view. And that is where an induction ceremony takes place every year. That is the first sort of like part of when you arrive to campus. You have an induction ceremony, and you walk through, and all the professors are dressed in their fancy robes. I remember finding it so strange. And you walk through here, and you sit down, and the president welcomes you to Denison. And so that piece of land is used for induction. It's used for many events. Sometimes we have, like last semester, for example, we had a live band to campus, and they played in a tent behind Slayter. And so it's just a place where you can hang out in summer. You can have a picnic out there, take your food from Slayter, and just sit on the grass. It's a really cool place.
And also, when you get inducted, they do this thing where you not spell out, but the number of your class that the year that you graduate.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You kind of paint it out on the field with all of the students in that class. So for my class, we drew out 22 basically with all of us, and it was just a really cool moment and a really cool picture because we graduated in class of 22 from my class. And Ellie, we also have another side. I think it's the A quad flagpole, right?
Yeah, why don't you tell us about the flagpole? So that's the opposite side of Slayter. So you've got Commons, you've got Slayter, and then you have the flagpole.
Yeah, so the flagpole is an area where a lot of different things happen. You have a nice view, some chairs, some grassy area, and a lot of students, they eat lunch out there, they hang out there. I know some organizations, I've seen a water balloon fight out there before. And so it's a nice area to just really chill and have fun. I remember there's some candlelight visuals happening around the flagpole for different kind of organizations and other reasons. But it's just an energetic spot, especially in the spring when the energy is high. So I think that's one of the two big pieces before we get into Slayter. You think, Ellie?
Yeah, for sure. And there's lots of little tables and chairs outside around about the flagpole where people sometimes sit and eat their lunch, and so that's really beautiful in the summer as well. But yeah, so I think that's fine for the exterior. So let's move inside Slayter. So I'm going to cover Slayter first floor. So when you first walk into Slayter, you have the Slayter Market, and the Slayter Market offers a deli, it offers a spice station, and it offers the grill. And so the grill always serve the same thing, cheeseburgers, different types of chicken avocado sandwiches. The deli, you get to make your own, so you can choose whatever you want on a sandwich. And then the spice station, it changes every week, so it's a different. Sometimes you'll have pasta, sometimes you'll have a spice bowl. You'll have lots of different choices for whatever you want to eat. Inside the Slayter Market, there's also lots of goodies, lots of sweets. You guys say candy, lots of candy, and crisps, chips. So there's I'm translating for you. Because I refuse to change. There's lots of stuff you can pick. I always get chewing gum from there. Yeah. And so that's the market, and then you have the pit, which is you just go down a couple of stairs, and it's like a place where you can eat, you can grab your food, and you can eat in the pit. You can also eat on the first floor where the market is too. And then you also have the coffee shop. The coffee shop is amazing because you can use your declining, and you just go in, and it has scones, cookies, like all freshly baked. So it's a really cute little place for you to get your coffee in the morning. Ray, do you want to take us upstairs?
Of course. Next up, we have the second floor of Slayter. The second floor of Slayter, a lot of things happen there. We have the mailroom, and when I tell you the mailroom gets flooded, people get mail all the time, and so your mailboxes are all on the second floor. We also have the bookstore. We have so many different types of hats, sweaters. I actually got this from the bookstore. Nice, right? So we have beautiful kind of clothes and all types of things. You get your books there, and so the bookstore and the mailroom are two of the biggest entities on the second floor. And we also have some tables where students study a lot of the times. I think I found Ellie studying there one time on the second floor. I was happy to see her. You remember that, Ellie?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You said Ellie learned. I was like, oh, it's Ray Walker.
Yeah, so you see, I was getting my mail. People roaming around the second floor. I happened to see my good friend, good co-host Ellie, and that second floor just has that vibe. Ellie, take us up to the third floor. What's up there?
Okay, so you've been to first and second. Here we go. We're going up to the third floor. So, in the third floor of Slayter, it is chill vibes. It's a lot darker than the other floors of Slayter. There are less windows, so it creates that nice atmosphere for chilling out. We have on that floor the Nest.
Ooh,
my
the Nest.
Personal favorite place to eat on campus. So the Nest is open from 9 o'clock, I think, until 2 a.m. most nights.
It varies sometimes.
It's good on the weekend. If you're hungry on the weekend, it's good. But yeah, so the Nest, it offers like fun food. What I mean by fun food is not your average dinner. It's like nachos, mac and cheese, wings, and it's fun food. And so the Nest is also declining, which is another really important point, because you don't have to pay for it. It's already paid for in your meal plan. And you can go there and study, much like the rest of Slayter. Like, you'll find students studying, you'll find students watching movies on their laptops. There's also a little dance floor, which is there's also a little dance floor, which is where like people hold events. My freshman year, we had a hypnotist come and hypnotize like half of my class.
Hypnotized? Did you get hypnotized?
Yeah, so no, I didn't get hypnotized. I did fall asleep by the end of it, so maybe I did. But so that was really cool. There's lots of little booths, and it's also home to Click, which is, Ray, remind me what Click stands for.
Click, thank you for asking, is the Community Leadership Involvement Center, where a lot of different programming takes place. Click they put on so many type of events. They bring food trucks. They bring, like Ellie said, they brought that hypnotist. They bring different dance groups. Anything you could think of. Drag queens have come through Click. So it's really that involvement center where a lot of students get involved. Right, Ellie?
Yeah. So that's your third floor for you. Now, normally, to get to the fourth floor, I take the elevator. So we're taking the elevator up now, Ray, and we're meeting you on the fourth floor.
Ellie, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take the stairs. There are also stairs. We need to take the stairs sometimes. But the fourth floor has a lot packed into it. So first, if you get off the elevator like Ellie does, you'll see to the left there's some big windows, and there are also some chairs. Some tables and chairs that students tend to study on. And so from there, you have a nice view out onto the quad that you can see the Flagpole and the A quad area that, like we were mentioning. It's a beautiful view where students go to do their homework. And so from there, if you walk straight down, we reach the end of the hallway where there's more tables. But once we get to the end, we take a right. We start to near towards the prayer room and other offices like that. There's a share office. And then up ahead, there's the Office of Gender and Sexuality, and then you have the Student Development offices. So it's a lot of offices on the fourth floor. And if you make a right, you have the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, where a lot of programming happens for diversity, equity, and inclusion. That takes place all across campus. So, Ellie, is there anything that we're missing?
The auditorium?
Oh, I knew I was missing something.
The auditorium is that's where I practice for burpees, so I'm in there a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you in the burpees like Steve Carell. You don't have to brag. Tell us about what happens on the you said y'all practice there?
Yeah, so the auditorium is a space, it's like it says, it's an auditorium. And the burpees meet there twice a week and practice, but it's also my freshman year I went to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that's where they show Rocky Horror on screen, but they also have actors acting it out. It was so much fun. And then you've got the Denison Film Society, who show films in the auditorium twice a week, so that's really cool.
And other organizations have events there too. They show films. They have their general body meetings there, and things of that nature. So that's all the 4 floors of Slayter. I recommend taking the stairs sometimes, not always the elevators if you're trying to get to the fourth
Listen,
floor.
Denison is built on a hill. You will
But,
want to take the elevator.
Very true, very true. But Ellie, that's later for them. If you have any questions, we'll be back for more episodes about some more things and some important things to know about Denison, and even maybe some more Slayter ideas or things, or what am I saying?
I think he's saying you should come back for the next episode and see what it's about. So yeah, we'll see you soon.
Yes, thank
Goodbye.
you. Subscribe. We'll see you later.